up as a kid. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from.
My last topic, I want to talk about John Franklin III. Now, for a lot of you guys who aren't familiar with who John Franklin III is, John Franklin was the star of Last Chance U, the original Last Chance U with EMCC. Now, he played for Auburn after he left, and he also transferred to Florida Atlantic before signing with the Chicago Bears as an undrafted free agent. Now, during his time in college, he did a lot of things. He was really versatile. Like, he started out after he transferred from EMCC. After Last Chance U, he went to Auburn. He started out as a quarterback. He didn't really get a lot of playing time there, so he switched his position to wide receiver. Then after that, he transferred to Florida Atlantic when he basically was just an all-around player. He just was a gadget player for FAU. Then he went undrafted in 2018 and got signed by the Chicago Bears. And when he got picked up as an undrafted free agent by the Chicago Bears, they ended up moving him to defensive back. Then for the 2018 year, he was waived, then brought back, and waived and brought back, and was on their practice squad for basically the whole entire year. Then in 2019, he got released by the Chicago Bears. Then he signed to the Buccaneers practice squad. And then in December, the Buccaneers moved him up to their active roster as a wide receiver. Now, I think that John Franklin III could be the next Taysom Hill for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here's why. So I came across this interesting article about what John Franklin's role with Tampa Bay could be. And this article says, it is by Pro Football Talk, NBCSports.com, and a key quote I saw from this article, which has led to me thinking that maybe John Franklin III could be the next Taysom Hill, is because of what Bruce Arians said in this article. It said that Buccaneers coach Bruce Arians said of Franklin what all coaches seem to say about him. He is a phenomenal athlete, but he needs to find a way to contribute on the field. He's one of those guys who has so much talent and athletic ability, you're trying to find a place for him, Arians said via Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times. We ran that little Wildcat package with him, and he did a great job with it. He can throw. Now he's coming in as a wide receiver, so he'll be in the offensive rooms. He could possibly give us a third quarterback on Sunday with his ability. So he's got a lot of options, and it's up to him to make the ball club as a wideout. So Bruce Arians basically said that John Franklin is a guy who, if he makes the roster, he's going to have to make the roster as a wide receiver. If he makes the roster, they're not going to let his talent, his athleticism go to waste. They're going to find ways to get him involved in this offense. And when you think of what John Franklin's able to do, he's able to play quarterback. He's able to line up as a wide receiver. I think that Bruce Arians, if John Franklin makes the roster as a wide receiver, he's going to find a lot of creative ways to get John Franklin involved in Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, because you just can't, let that kind of talent, that kind of athleticism go to waste. Like, I'm pretty sure he's also going to have a role on special teams as well. And that's why I think he could kind of be the next Taysom Hill. Now, he doesn't have, the physical attributes of Taysom Hill. He doesn't have the size and things like that, but he does have a lot more athleticism than Taysom Hill. He has great speed. He has great agility as well. And with his background as a quarterback, Tampa Bay could use him in, like, wildcat situations. Like, you can line him up as a wide receiver, which is what he's trying to make the roster as. Maybe you line him up in the backfield for a couple of plays. Maybe you can, kind of figure out a couple of trick plays to get him involved. But based on that article that I just read, and I'm going to link it down in the description down below if you're watching this on YouTube so you can read it for yourself, I think that Bruce Arians sees that kind of potential for John Franklin, to the fact that he can contribute everywhere. And he said in the article, he said that you can let a guy with that kind of phenomenal athleticism and athletic ability just go to waste. Like, you got to find a way to get him involved some way to somehow. So, I mean, he can contribute on special teams. He can, he's going to be lined up as a wide receiver, wildcat situations. I don't know. I just think that this is a really interesting situation to monitor. And based on what Bruce Arians said in this article, I think that John Franklin could be the next Taysom Hill if everything goes to plan. Based on everything that Bruce Arians said in his roster, he wants John Franklin to not only make the team, but he wants to give him a solid role to play with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. He just doesn't want John Franklin just sitting on the bench, just, not utilizing his athleticism. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that John Franklin III could be the next Taysom Hill? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying that it could happen. It was just a really interesting article that came about, and I really felt about making a topic and making a video about this. So this is it for episode 8 of the